If I vote for a Democrat or a Republican,
Republicans and independents voted for Biden.
If I claim I'm non-emotional,
come on, man. It's a nice podcast, but you gotta fucking deal in facts.
Joe, you can get up and leave. I'm totally fine with that. We'll open the door for you.
I may, and it's.
Want to really see something that said? Take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, it's finna get heated, spicy. You definitely gonna want to watch this one all the way through, y'all. I'm telling you now, man. Get your popcorn ready. What's going on, family? And if you're new here, join the family. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for your boy. But oh boy, we got a good case of Trump derangement syndrome, or wokey. Yeah, Trump derangement syndrome. And y'all know when it's at stage 4, we still in stage 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 15 right now. It's uncurable. It's a mental illness. A mental illness. You know, it's bad right now, you guys. You got Tesla derangement syndrome now. Elon Musk derangement syndrome. These activists, these liberals have lost their mind, man. Again, y'all, please be aware of your surroundings. I'm wishing you all safety. Nothing but love, man. I don't care where you're from, what you look like, what you smell like, what your skin color is. It's one love to the human race, man. Common sense is back. And we are off in the right direction. We have turned this ship around. And even the fake news, the polls, they have to put it out there that people agree with that. As Trump is skyrocketing right now in approval rating, he's doing exactly what he campaigned on. Democrats have the record low worst approval rating, and they're being nice. They're not putting the actual real numbers out there. Fake news. It's way lower than 20%. They don't have a leader, you know. They walked around a vegetable, a skeleton. You know who was running the country for the last 4 years. We had an auto pen. And then when they said, "Sir, did you sign this? Do you know about what you signed?" He don't even know. He was declining on week 1. Week 1, the bombshell report came out. You seen the report. You know who was running the country. But Joe Walsh. Trump derangement syndrome is an embarrassment to the name Joe Walsh. The real Joe Walsh should sue for defamation. Apparently, he's an emotional lesbian. Oh boy, he is a Karen. Yeah, buddy. He says, "I'm not a Democrat, but I voted for Biden" in the same sentence. I am not a Democrat, but I voted for Biden. Woo. He is worse than a Democrat. He is a rhino. Oh boy. Trump derangement syndrome is uncurable. A full-blown fight is going to break out. Huge shout out to my brother Joseph for sending me this video to check out and react to. You guys send some amazing stuff, man. But I love the PBD podcast with Patrick David, and does an amazing job, man. Used a couple of his clips this past election. People that support, you know, that are for the truth, man. You know, and he's one of those guys, man. And he even had Trump on his podcast, and we did a whole reaction to that, like 2 hour. I think it was like an hour, 2 hour podcast, and we did a whole video on it. You guys showed so much love, man. A huge shout out to the PND podcast and Valuetainment. So I know this is going to be a hit right here. This is going to be a good one, man. And I think he's going to walk off the show or leave the show. It's fun to get heated, and I'm here for it. But let's go and jump into this, y'all. And again, if you're new to the channel, join the family. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button for your boy. I gave you a warning. I gave you a disclaimer. It's fun to get heated, you know. And yeah, hopefully this fella don't wet his pants. But hey, that's what these wokies do, though. That's what Trump derangement syndrome does. You know, people wet their pants, they lose their mind. You know, yeah, they tear their drawers up. Yeah, y'all know how it is, man. So let's get into this, family.
If I vote for a Democrat or a Republican,
Republicans and independents voted for Biden.
If I claim I'm non-emotional,
come on, man. It's a nice podcast, but you gotta fucking deal in facts.
Joe, you can get up and leave. I'm totally fine with that. We'll open the door for you.
You can get up and leave. You can get up. What's this in my eye? But you can get up and leave. We'll open the door for you. That's how you got to handle these folks, man. You know. And this sounds like a guy. This looks and sounds like a guy. I got into a guy that looks kind of like this fella. you know, in front of my yard when I had my Trump sign in my yard, man. He came to do an estimate, you know, and I said, you know, we don't want your, you know, you want to sit here and argue. And I gave him the facts. And then I gave him some love and said, you know what? Bless you and your family. You have an amazing rest of your day. We do not want your business or your services. You have a great one, sir. But he said right before he left, he says, you know, Kamala and Tim Walz are going to win the election in a landslide. He said this right before the election, y'all. You know, I wonder how that how he is now, how he's feeling now. Yeah, hopefully he's not one of those ones riding on people's Teslas and keying people's Teslas, man. But we don't see those cases over here in Texas right now. We're not seeing cases like that in Texas, you know, but it's crazy, man. And again, you guys, if you have Tesla, please check your car, your paint, your tires. Do a full evaluation of your vehicle when traveling, when going inside restaurants, going back, from the store or from point A to point B. Please check your vehicles, man. People have lost their mind right now, and people are being arrested right now, as you see. F around and find out. And I think Trump needs to come out with an executive order with these Tesla terrorists, man. The domestic terrorists, they need to come out with an executive order, man. Just for these Tesla terrorists. I'm serious. People have lost their mind, man.
I may, and it's
Patrick Bet David brought on Joe Walsh here, this guy that I would call woke, but other people would just call him a rhino. Regardless, it's basically the same thing. But anyway, things got heated between Joe Walsh and Patrick Bet David here on the Valuetainment YouTube channel and the PBD podcast. Let's get into this clip where Patrick Bet David goes so hard against Joe Walsh and exposes so many of this guy's lies. And let's just call it what it is. The guy is woke, okay? He exposes so many of his woke lies that Joe Walsh actually threatens to get up and leave the show. Let's get into this clip here where Patrick Bet David absolutely destroys this woke idiot once again.
I'm not a Democrat. You can call me a son of a bitch and a dishonest opportunist. I'm not a Democrat.
You said you are glad you voted for Biden, and you said you're happy you did.
Yeah.
So you've had a year and a half to assess that vote, and you're still happy about it.
I don't regret that vote.
Okay, so what do you think? What the situation today? The situation we're in today. Why are we in the situation we are today?
No, stop, my friend.
Exactly. Let's get emotional.
Listen.
Why are we in the situation we are today? Tell me.
I asked you a specific question.
Which is what?
Am I a Democrat?
Based on what you're saying that you don't regret your vote, of course you're a Democrat.
That makes me a Democrat, even though I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a registered Democrat.
Because you supported policies of a Democrat.
Pat,
if I vote for a Democrat or a Republican,
Republicans and independents voted for Biden.
If I claim I'm non-emotional,
come on, man. It's a nice podcast, but you gotta fucking deal in facts.
If I claim I'm non-emotional, which you're saying you're not, okay.
Pat,
if I claim I'm not, what part of your vote today?
Did independents vote for Biden in 2020?
What part of your vote today?
See, he just doesn't listen.
Because you have an answer.
Look, you might not be a Democrat, technically, right? He's not registered to vote.
Yeah, dead people voted for Biden. I wonder what happened to them 15, 20 million votes. Yeah, buddy. People that weren't supposed to be voting voted for Biden. Dead. People that's 300 years old voted for Biden.
Democrat, so he's playing these mental gymnastics that all woke people play, where they're trying to wiggle out of certain arguments and having certain discussions by saying, well, I'm not a registered Democrat, so I can't be a Democrat. You idiot. You voted Democrat. You voted for Joe Biden. Who cares? Like, okay, let's grant him that he's not a Democrat. You are still part of the woke cult. If you voted for Joe Biden and you're not willing to admit that Joe Biden ran the country into the ground, you are part of the woke cult. You are an idiot. Whatever word you want to describe, we might not be able to call you a Democrat. Okay? Maybe let's not call him a Democrat because that seems to...
Vegetable. The criminal. The auto pen. Didn't know who was running the country. Ran it right into the ground. They say, sir, did you sign this, sir? Did you sign this executive order? Do you know what's on the paper, sir? He says, no, I don't know. I don't remember. Can I go on vacation? Can y'all send me on another vacation? And whoop, they send him on vacation. He falls asleep. He gets back off, and then he gets back on, and as he's up the stairs, he falls down the stairs. And we don't know who the border czar is, but she's sitting in a parking lot cracking open coconuts. Yep, laughing. And then you get on camera, she's laughing, she's drunk. You know, she's had too much to drink. I tell you, man. It says, I'm not a Democrat, but I voted for Biden. Woo.
Offend him worse than being called an absolute idiot. Let's call him a woke idiot. Okay? Maybe he's not a Democrat. If that's the absolute worst thing you can be called, then let's not call him that. But let's call it what it is. This guy's a woke idiot, and he shouldn't have a platform. I don't like. Why does anybody care who he votes for?
Answer my question.
How much
yet.
longer is this, guys?
You haven't answered.
I'm having a ball.
You haven't answered my question yet.
No, I'm sitting 5 feet from you.
I get that, 3 feet.
Listen,
So what's
3 feet.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you to your face, I am not a registered Democrat.
What part of the policies you voted for are you happy with today?
I'm not happy with. Let me finish a thought.
I want to hear it. Policies.
As I've said before,
Specific.
I'm not happy with the vast majority of policies Biden has done.
Yeah.
I'm not a Democrat. I don't regret my vote.
Yeah.
Plenty of.
If you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.
Biden too, Pat. They're not Democrats. Maybe they regret their vote, but they're not Democrats.
But that's a difference, though.
No, you called me a Democrat.
No, that's
man.
a different, though. You supported.
You know what? You're un-American.
You supported Democratic
You're un-American.
policies.
You can't say that.
It goes to feelings. Like, and then they just sound like complete idiots. Get humiliated. You know, that's what's wrong with Trump. This is Trump derangement syndrome, y'all. Now they have Elon Musk derangement syndrome. It's bad. It's nothing but feelings, man. It has destroyed the mind. It's a mental illness, man. It really is.
Why would you say that?
It's your opinion.
Because he's calling. No, exactly.
It's your opinion.
How
Yeah.
stupid, Adam, is it for me to say that?
But if you can
It's not
if
true.
you can validate the
But
point,
Pat sits there and says,
Pat,
I'm a
but if
Democrat.
you validate the point, I'll
There's
take it.
I love you, man, and this isn't emotional.
If you validate
I'm
the
having
point,
fun,
say
but
it.
there's
Well-
no point.
well,
to
Pat,
this.
Then tell me your policies.
There's
What
no point to
what
this.
policies
No.
you voted for? What
Pat.
policies you voted for?
Dude, this guy, he's saying, I'm not emotional. I'm not emotional. I'm not a Democrat. And I'm going to leave. He's going to get up and leave the show because he's so unemotional.
Crying like a
but he's
little girl.
so sure that he's not a Democrat that he has to get up and leave the show instead of having the discussion with Patrick Bet David here. Patrick Bet David is asking him clear questions, and he's just saying, Pat, I'm not a Democrat. Pat. Like, dude, shut up. Listen to the question and answer the question. Like, what is so hard about this? And like, he is so emotional. I wish he would just admit it and just be like, yeah, I'm emotional and I'm leaving now. This is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing, but it's good that Patrick Bet David does this, dude, because there's not many other podcasts that do this, right? I love Tim Pool and what they do over there at Timcast, but whenever they bring on people from the opposite side, I guess he's not a Democrat, right? But this guy's he's the opposition, right? Joe Walsh is the opposition. And if he goes on Timcast, like, they try their best to be cordial. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different way of doing things. But I like how Patrick Bet David brings on these guys like Joe Walsh and Anthony Weiner and these sorts of people, and he'll just straight up call them out, from the jump. And he's just like, here's why you're completely wrong. Explain this. Why do you do this? Why did you do that? Do you regret this? And most of the time they have no answer. Anthony Weiner, Joe Walsh, same thing. They will not answer. They just get emotional, start yelling, and it just becomes a shit show.
Yep.
For
Pat,
are you happy for the vote?
Pat,
yes.
I'm not going to tell you a damn thing if you continue to call me a Democrat.
Then tell me what policies you don't support.
No.
Then tell me what policies you don't.
I'm not.
Then you're then
I'm a Democrat.
Then because tell me the policies.
Hey, Tyler, how much longer?
Tell me
Half
the policies.
Okay.
Joe, you can get up and leave. I'm totally fine with that. We'll open the door for you.
I may, and it's
You do,
Joe,
that.
you're going to be fine.
No,
you're going to stay there. You're good.
No. I'm totally okay with that. If you
This is not emotional.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
so
This isn't emotional. Man's literally sitting there sweating and crying. Look at his body. His body language. He gave it away. His tone gave it away. I'm not emotional.
So then give me a logical answer.
I'm not a, no, stop for a minute.
Yeah. You said it's not emotional.
I left the Republican Party 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I did not join the Democratic Party. I am an independent right now. So do not call me a Democrat.
But tell me what policies you supported that today are working of Biden's policies.
I'd have a hard time picking. I can give you one.
Sure.
I'm glad Biden got us out of Afghanistan. I'm glad. I'll
Holy
give you
shit.
2. I like this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah. He said, "Holy, yeah, yeah." What a disgrace.
Simple.
This guy just, dude. I understand that we all know that Biden's presidency was an absolute disaster.
And Kamala says, "I was the last one in the room. I was the last one in the room, you guys." Drunk as hell, don't know what's going on. She don't even know how to spell it, Afghanistan. Yeah. But they got what they wanted though, huh? Yeah, buddy. They got pictures. They standing there smiling. Ah, what a disgrace, man! It was a disgrace. That was a disgraceful presidency, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a disgraceful presidency, man. And this administration now is a night and day difference, man. We spoke loud and clear. Shout out to them patriots around the world. People that don't even get involved got involved. People that don't vote. People that knew how bad it was, man. Shout out to them patriots, man. Yeah.
But the fact that this guy, who's a Joe Biden voter, was asked by Patrick Bet-David, what are the policies that you love so much from Joe Biden?
Man,
and this guy says,
Afghanistan,
I love that we got out of Afghanistan. One of the most embarrassing days or couple of days in American history.
And I say way worse than embarrassing. Y'all know how I feel about that whole situation, man. And we send our love and condolences, man. A disgrace, man.
Was the way that we got out of Afghanistan. So you know that if that's the only thing that they can bring up, and I understand that he's going to say, well, I'm not talking about the way we got out. I'm talking about the fact that we got out. But if there was a better option to choose that wasn't massively embarrassing to the United States, he would have chosen that one. The problem is there is none. There's no options.
Yep.
So why not just sit there and admit, yeah, my bad. I shouldn't have voted for him. It was a mistake. My bad. Why not just do that? This would be such a more pleasant conversation for you and for everyone else, for the listeners, if you just said that. But he can't. None of them can ever do that. It's actually so embarrassing, man. I can't. That is unbelievable that this guy was asked by Patrick Bet-David, what is one policy that you agree with, that you like from Joe Biden? He says the most embarrassing day in one of the, not the most, but it was really bad, man. It was really bad. Like, yeah, it was one of, if not the most embarrassing day in American history. And that's the one that he brings up as a positive.
Infrastructure bill, that of the bipartisan infrastructure bill that Biden signed into law. Those are 2 that I approve. The vast majority of things Biden did, I don't support.
So you support.
He didn't even know what he signed. Auto pen. He didn't even know what was even on the paperwork. How much I want to bet?
Support the way we left Afghanistan.
Absolutely. I support us getting out of Afghanistan.
Let's clarify that. Do you support us getting out, or you support the way we left?
I'll answer that. I supported
Great
us
question.
getting out.
Because that started under Trump and the Doha agreements.
Hey, my friend. Yeah, that was a promise of Trump's that I supported. And I'm glad Biden got it done. And I believe that any way we would have gotten out of Afghanistan was going to be ugly and messy, and it was. But I respect Biden for having the balls for doing it.
So if you like this clip and you want...
Ooh-wee! Joe Walsh, everybody. Joe Walsh. The real Joe Walsh, they say it's a sue for defamation. Trump derangement syndrome, man. It's a mental illness. They have Elon Musk derangement syndrome now, too, as well. Yeah. It's bad, man. It is bad. Let me know what y'all think it is, man. I love y'all. And huge shout out to my brother Joseph for sending this one over for me to check out and react to. And huge shout out to Justin Reloaded. We got to give you a shout out. Justin Reloaded for an amazing commentary as well added on to the video. And again, man, we love seeing these wokies have complete temper tantrums. You know, these heated debates. You know, we love it, man. We are here for it. So I love you guys, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love, family.